Gary Carmell, how can I transform wisdom into wealth by becoming a philosophical investor?
Well, my experience in nearly 30 years of investing, particularly in the real estate realm, has been that finance and investing is a very left-brain quantitative type of business. But the best money-making opportunities I've found have been identifying those major secular shifts that require almost right-brain type of thinking. And it's taking disciplines such as economics, history, sociology, psychology, and looking at the world through those prisms and seeing how do I make connections with the seemingly unconnectable to have a new insight that maybe the consensus is missing. And from that, we've been able to be very successful over the years.
Well, in the book, you talk about learning from the past. So what is history telling you right now about the U.S. economy, and how can I profit from it?
Well, I found that there were tremendous parallels between when we had the Great Recession and the Great Depression, and how we've been recovering and the reaction functions of the federal government and through fiscal policy and the Federal Reserve through its monetary policy. And what I learned then was that all these fears about future inflation because of trillion-dollar deficits were unfounded, and that we were going to be faced with significantly lower interest rates for many, many years to come. And I think that's continued to be the situation. So we don't have a lot of fear about rates going higher or inflation materializing. So from an investor perspective, we're in that camp that rates are going to stay low. I think the big risk is that we repeat 1937, where the Fed sees bogeyman on the horizon and they start tightening unnecessarily. But I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be the big risk.
In the book, you also talk about doing things when, quote, shift happens. So what shifts do you see in the economy right now, and how are you adjusting to those?
Yeah, when I think of shifts or talk about shifts, I think of tectonic shifts. Those tremendous forces of change that can permanently alter the direction or trajectory of an industry, a business, or someone's personal life. And right now, I think, from a real estate perspective, there's this big urbanization phenomenon. Young people really want to cluster where their compatriots are and where the energy is and where the jobs are. And that has big fundamental implications for cars and number of kids getting licenses and Uber and these driverless cars and parking structures and things like that. So what does that mean for the future of real estate? So those are the things going through my head. And I think this sort of secular shift to very low inflation and not having to worry about higher interest rates is very important as well.
And then finally, one of the interesting things in the book is that you relate Shakespeare to investing. So what is the Bard saying about, for example, real estate right now?
Well, the firm I'm with and I'm a partner of, I've been with since 1987, and we were founded in 1969. When I started, we had $250 million in real estate in one asset class. Now we have $3 billion plus in apartments. So I have seen a lot of all the ups and downs and all the comedies, the histories, and the tragedies that occur in navigating through all the economic cycles. But what I would say right now is we are particularly very bullish on apartments and this whole concept of a renter nation. There's this big transition away from ownership in many aspects of society, and we think that renting continues to be a great solution for the economy and for society as people need mobility and they want to go to where the jobs are and they want to take on new challenges with their careers. And so they can move, and that's what renting has to offer.
To rent or not to rent? That is the answer. Thanks a lot, Gary.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching The Street.